just going round and removing all the screws so I can pull the sleeper cab off. It's really unpleasant in here, so I'm just standing on the step outside rather than crawling in, because I will go through that floor. So based on how disgusting it is in there versus how little I care about the actual material, we're going with plan B, and we'll just cut it. There's cobwebs everywhere. So I'm just going to put this down. That'll be the first time there's been daylight between these cabs for at least 40 years. Double skinned bit at the corners just being a little bit tricky, so I'm going to put the camera down again and cut through it. Actually, I'll do a slice across the top as well, purely because I like the noise. I don't have the cameras picking up all the shit that's falling through. That's just been sitting on top of the seal for the... oh, there we go. That was just nasty. And there's, I don't know if you can make it out, but there is water between the seal as well. Well, between the two skins, which just shows you how bad this really was. All that shit just fell out and into the back of the cab. So, as this front panel is, I don't know if you can make that out in the video, but it's sort of bowed in towards the main cab. What I will probably do, because I need to remake the rear panel anyway, because that's dented, and it's easier to remake it than it is to salvage the original. I'll probably also remake this front one, at which point I will cut this section. Well, or actually, no, new plan. I will fix this panel, but I will spin the sleeper cab round so this becomes the rear panel with a windscreen hole in it. That flat panel at the back is all bowed in as well from where the billet hit it, so I'll replace that with a new flat piece and do a full size or full height walk through, which will just make it a lot nicer, or at least that's what I'm thinking at the minute. Plan might change depending on what it looks like, but I really do want a window in the back of this just so I can see what's going on behind, because this truck is massive for UK roads and any extra visibility will help. I've got some new mirrors which I've ordered. That's not an original, I think it's just a bonus one or an extra one he's bolted on, so that can stay because it's actually kind of helpful. I can see the rear passenger fender in that, but I've got two. You can see the tabs where the original one was. I've got two 16 by 6 West Coast mirrors to go back on this, and I'll be losing those underslung marker lights on the bottom of the wing mirror. So whilst I'm in here, see the headliner is bowed and cracked in places. However, it is salvageable, so I will reuse it. We'll probably put some speakers back up in it. You can get a radio up in there, or more than likely in the dash, just so it's more accessible. You can get a double DIN head unit in there with navigation and everything. There's only electrics and I can move the electrics. The heater unit and AC unit, I need to see if I can make the roof mounted one work again. Hopefully I can, because it looks the part, and it would just be, yeah, it would just be nice to keep some of the originality of the truck. I'm going to have to remake the shroud on the roof anyway, but if I can keep the radiator and the cooling fan set up, it'd make my life a lot easier. I'm going to ditch a lot of these switches as well. Things like the lights, park lights, main lights, fog lights, they can all move onto sort of more modern rocker panel setup, or the lights I will probably move onto a column mount, much like this. This is aftermarket, or at least it looks like it. It looks very like what we get on the Land Rover series stuff as an aftermarket piece. So I know you can get these where they've also got the built-in headlight function, or I've also got switches which are 3-stage or 2-stage, so I can replace all 3 of those lights on one switch. The brake saver, I will move that up onto the dash, so it's easier just to reach through the wheel and flick it, or I might move it to a switch on the actual brake saver controller, just a little toggle switch underneath, like possibly down there on that flat piece. The lower panel with the air brake setup, that's going to stay as it is. I know the wiper motors may or may not work. I'm going to take them off and have a look at them. They're just air operated, so I'm hoping something's just seized up inside, like the vanes, and just wants freeing off. I have absolutely no idea what that bank of switches did, because the writing has long since gone. Again, things like the cigarette lighter, that can go. I'll put a USB port probably up there, or if it's got a radio, I'll have 12-volt USB coming off that anyway. Don't need a cigarette lighter. Quick lube system, that can go, because that's for the guillotine. High beam and retard warning lights. I quite like that one actually, just because it's got retard on it. but they can go there, right in the middle of the dash, where they're nice and visible, and in a more conventional place. Same with the oil and water one, actually. I don't know what was here originally, but I will probably put in a hole there for the retard, and then have main beam, warning, low oil, low water, just so they're separated. Sorry, low oil, high water temp rather. This is obviously going to fuck off, and if I can get hold of an overdrive box, I can't remember the Eaton part number, but I was looking. They do one that'll marry up to all this. A very good sort of high torque, high stress application one. If I get rid of that, I've got room for another stick right there. So I'll have low direct. I'll just double check where the camera's. Sorry about that. Low direct. See the main 10 speed, and then I can have the overdrive shifter here, or possibly, yeah, can't go there because it could possibly go there. Actually, there's just enough room. That's in its full rearward position, and there's room there for a third stick. That doesn't actually do anything at the minute. If you watch the other video, the whole linkage is rotted off the transfer case, which is great. Yet another job. Anyway, battery on this is about to die, so I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to cut it off here, and I'll pick it up tomorrow with a fresh battery, and you'll see me lifting the sleeper cab off the back of this and putting it down somewhere near the boat. If you will focus. Boat. I'll show you that as well when I do the video tomorrow. Well, additional video tomorrow. This is all going to be spliced into one, and I'm rambling. But that's a friend and customer's boat with a little 305 Chevy small block in it. One of those river racing ones with a roll cage. So I want nothing to do with it once it's up and running, because I will kill myself in something like that. So just jacking the cab up because these blocks are in the way and I can't get the fork straight through. Luckily, there's a handy step here. So it's up on blocks now, which means I can get the forks through. It's on a jack on the other side, but I can get the forks through and then put one of those battens across when they come through here, lift it up with a bottle jack, and yeah, hopefully it'll just pop off. A miscalculation was made. Well, actually the floor just popped off on me. Not going to plan. And we're back. Shit went south as I was pulling the cab off. The inner structure, or rather the floor, I think caught this edge here, and I just dragged it off the forks ever so slightly. So I had to run and grab another guy's forklift, stick my big fork extensions under it, the ones down there, and kind of Heath Robinson it back onto my forklift. But it's done, didn't fall on the floor, didn't get twisted, didn't damage it, so all good. These are the ballast blocks that were put on here to sort of absorb the whip of the frame when the hammer was pounding. They're going to come off. That weld down there, another one on the other side, and one either side here and on that sleeper mount are all that hold these on. Luckily, these two, so that one and the other side, have already cracked. I'm guessing they were just a shit weld. For these ones, I'm going to try and run the grinder down them, just via out as much as I can on the actual steel block instead of the uprights here for the sleeper. And then what I'll do, I'll probably get the mag drill out, drill two M20 holes and tap them. I can't remember what the size for M20 is, 19 or 18.9, whatever it is. Anyway, I'll drill and tap these, put some lifting eyes in and lift them off if I can't find my my slings. Be one or the other. I'll probably use slings if I can find them, because I'm lazy at the minute. Obviously did have to cut the wiring that went to the sleeper cab, but that's not the end of the world. Still got the bin down there, which is nice. And you can see into the cab now. Lots of spider webs everywhere. This seat isn't actually attached. I don't even know why it's in this cab. It's just literally an office chair and someone's thrown it in here. The driver's air seat, I'll get that retrimmed because it still works, so no point getting rid of it. The back support is broken though, so it'd probably just want tightening up, and I'm guessing a new spring or whatever it is that holds that in the upright position. Yeah, pretty much it up here. I'll get down and show the sleeper cab quickly before I go home. So this panel, you can see the dent in it. Couple of little nicks and things that'll polish out or buff out. One in the back of this handle, not sure how that got in there. It's an old nick, probably from when the hydraulic tank was pushed into it. But yeah, crack there in the roof. So I'll pop this off, do a proper fiberglass repair on it instead of just this shit. I'll straighten this panel, so just replace this with a new one. It's not worth messing about. You can still see the Zahid Hina sign. This one, yeah, again, corner panel will straighten. And there's a big bulge in the front. This is why I didn't really want to get into it again, because it's just horrid. So, I don't know what that is, round or something. I think that's grease. Yeah, grease. And there's just overalls and other shite. Looks a bit bare without a sleeper. So now that's off. As I'm going to deal with getting these off. Fuck the hydraulic tank off. And then I'm going to have to work out exactly how to cut this giant slab of shit off the back. Just cutting the ballast blocks off, gone through the welds. The rear ones are all, well, front ones are all snapped. So hopefully these, yeah, hopefully these rear ones come away enough. So, going to put some blocks under it and then do the same to the other side. Time to do some sketchy shit. Just cut the funnel and fill the neck off so I can drain the tank, because the drain bung at the bottom is sludged up, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty much full to the brim. So this came off when I tapped it with the hammer. I'm absolutely soaked. That's a new t-shirt I'm in. I had to kind of wrestle this one off with one arm whilst holding my hand over that, and then re-plug the hole. There's a little bit of oil in it, probably about, I don't know, maybe that much oil, and the rest is water. But now I've actually got to empty it properly. So it's been about 3 hours since the fuck up. I ended up having to drain the oil and water into that drum, using that bit of hose pipe, and kind of just plugging it occasionally with my t-shirt. And I think I did that about 4 times before that was empty. Absolutely loads of water in it, and I think about probably about 350 litres of oil, because I've got a 1,000 litre IBC over there, and it's now pretty much half full, and it was empty to start with. Gonna tidy up now, and I'll probably do this as a short video, so you'll so I'll upload this, and then I'm gonna make a start on the wheels and tyres next week. Well, actually, sorry, later this week. We've got a 4-inch plank, so the plan is to drive back onto the plank, which then raises it up enough on one axle, or one set of wheels rather, for me to get the bottle jack under that I've got, lift it up, and then we'll stick these under the axle to support the weight of the truck. Still undecided if I'm going to do all of them at once or just the inner ones, because if I do just the inner ones, then the weight will be supported and I won't end up with sort of UV bleaching on the wheels, but we'll see. Gonna tidy up, gonna go home, gonna have a beer. Just fuck this truck. Oh, while I remember, the fucking end of that fell in the tank, so there's only about a foot of steel up there, like steel pipe, because that's what I was using to suck the oil out. So I'm gonna have to take the hatch off the tank and go magnet fishing for it. So if you guys notice a few more adverts in the YouTube videos as well, it's just popped in my head. They kind of reach the stage where YouTube can monetize them, which means obviously put adverts in and it all helps go towards the truck fund. My other option on that, if you guys want to see videos with no adverts and background music, etc., because I can't do that on YouTube either, because then the artist gets the money. I was looking at what the other YouTube guys do and set up a Patreon account, but that's one of them. I kind of got to work out what I can give you guys in exchange other than ad-free videos, like, you know, stickers or t-shirts or something, just to balance it out. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments and we'll see what happens from there. But for now, I'm just going to stick to uploading them to YouTube and putting in, or opting to put in the odd advert. Most of them are skippable anyway.